Hello everyone, welcome to today's module. I'll be taking you through module 1-2, Concepts of New National Textbook and Teacher Manuals. This is Unit 1 and it's the introduction of national textbooks and teacher manuals. Before we continue, I would like you to tell your facilitator the challenges you faced during the outcomes-based education. You may freely express yourselves. All right, participants, I hope you told your facilitator the challenges that you may have faced during the outcome-based education. Right, let us go into the objectives for this module, module 1-2. By the end of this module, you as participants will be able to understand the concepts and benefits of new national science and mathematics textbooks and teachers' manual developed under the standard-based guiding principles. Let's now begin with the concept of the national textbook, and I have an activity for you to do with your facilitator. Browse through the distributed new national textbooks which your facilitator may have given to you for a few minutes, and then in your own words freely express what you have found different from other textbooks and resource books. You may do that now. Now, the national textbook improves learning. The national textbook supports the implementation of the science and mathematics syllabus of the standard-based curriculum. National textbooks are friendly and enjoyable for students and teachers because the textbooks use appropriate terms and language for each level of learning. Appropriate pictures are friendlier to students. They apply step-by-step learning process. The contents in the textbook are linked with daily life, and the textbook uses well-selected context from all regions of Papua New Guinea. The textbook also applies universal design, color, size of letters to support students with visual impairment. The national textbooks are able to change students' academic performance in terms of knowledge, skills, attitude, because the textbooks promote active learning and student-centered approaches through problem solving and experiments. The textbooks also include appropriate exercises to consolidate knowledge and skills obtained. The third concept of the national textbooks is that they are designed with competitive international standards. Therefore, our students can be competitive in international assessments because the design and context of textbooks are in line with international education trend. Let us now look at an example of grade 4 mathematics. Now, shown on the screen is the test results of all students in grade 4 mathematics. These tests were given at the beginning of the year in February 2017 and at the end in November of 2017 as well. Now, the gap between the overall average score and the average score of students in pilot class and non-pilot classes are shown on the graph there. You can see that the students in the pilot classes are marked with red dot, and the students in non-pilot classes are marked with the blue squares. As you can see from the graph, the results clearly show that students in pilot class did very well compared to students in non-pilot class. Now, the students in pilot class used the national textbook And as a result, at the end, their score eventually went up. The average test results of pilot class students are statistically significantly higher in the inline survey. Let's take a look at another example or sample of a science class. Let us compare the student performance in pilot and non-pilot class of science, comparing with the international average in TIMSS results. As you can see from the question asked, where does the sun locate at? The TIMSS international average is 57.4%. Now at baseline, the students before using the textbook scored 49% for that particular question. In the inline survey, the pilot class did extremely well, which is 62%. That is more than the international average for TIMSS. And the one on the thinking skill, a similar question was asked, and at the beginning, the students scored 31%. In the end line, they scored 43%. Now the TIMSS international average is 44.4%. So 43%, you can see that significant change has occurred. So students did quite well while using the national textbook. So from the graph, you can see that students did extremely well after they used the national textbook. Now, let's move on to the concept of new teacher manuals, which is number 3. Teacher manuals are to improve teaching. Teacher manuals provide necessary information for all teachers to teach at a standard level, because they are user-friendly for all teachers with simple terms which are easy to follow. They contain appropriate information such as unit and lesson objectives, lesson flow, assessment point, blackboard plan, teacher's note. They also introduce appropriate teaching process and pedagogy. The teacher manual also promote standard unit tests for assessment. More discussions on the teacher manual will be discussed at the modules which are coming up. Now let's look at a graph containing the results after teachers use the teacher manual. Now the graph, as you can see, is the results of tests for teachers on teaching methodology for grade 4 mathematics. Now once again, the pilot teachers are in the red dot and the non-pilot teachers are indicated with the blue rectangle. Again, the same tests were given to the pilot teachers at the beginning or baseline and also at the end or end line. The average test results of pilot teachers, you can see the difference there. So the difference is quite high for pilot teachers who are using the teacher manuals together with the national textbook. The national textbook and teacher manual are of high quality and best resource material for all PNG students and teachers because they are developed to cater for all students with different learning abilities. They are developed to cater for all students with different learning abilities, to support all teachers and build confidence in teaching in line with PNG SBC syllabus. They are developed through appropriate quality assurance process, including validation at school and central levels, and they are developed by PNG textbook writers and curriculum officers who understand PNG curriculum and school environment better, and supported by math and science specialists. All right, participants, It is now question time, and you may ask your facilitator. So your facilitator will take you through question time.